You finished renovations. Your property is sparkling, freshly painted, and ready for its next chapter. But before you can sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor, there's a crucial decision ahead. Now it's time for the most important step, finding the right tenant. This is where your hard work pays off, or where things can quickly unravel if you're not careful. Choosing a tenant isn't just about filling a vacancy, it's about protecting your investment, your peace of mind, and the future value of your property. The person you select will have a direct impact on your experience as a landlord. The goal is simple: secure a reliable tenant who pays on time, communicates openly, and treats your property with respect as if it were their own home. A great tenant is more than just someone who pays rent. They're your partner in maintaining your asset, reporting issues early, and helping you avoid unnecessary headaches and expenses. On the other hand, the wrong tenant can cost you thousands in repairs, legal fees, and lost rent. Evictions, property damage, and late payments can quickly turn your investment dream into a nightmare. So, what makes an ideal tenant? We call it the AAA tenant. Someone with a stable income, a strong rental history, and a genuine desire to stay long-term. These qualities are the foundation of a successful rental experience. Stable income means they can afford the rent. Verify this with pay stubs, employment letters, or even recent bank statements. Don't be afraid to ask for proof. It's standard practice and protects both parties. A solid rental history and good references show responsibility. Reach out to previous landlords to ask about payment habits, property care, and communication. A quick phone call can reveal a lot about a potential tenant's character. Long-term renters reduce turnover and vacancy costs, giving you more stability and less hassle. Tenants who plan to stay for several years are more likely to treat your property as a true home. Don't forget to run a background and credit check. These tools help you spot red flags like past evictions, unpaid debts, or criminal history, ensuring you're making an informed decision. Finding this tenant isn't luck. It's the result of a careful, consistent process. Create a checklist for your screening steps and stick to it every time. Every decision from here should focus on attracting and selecting that ideal tenant. Write a clear rental listing, set your criteria, and don't compromise on what matters most. Meet applicants in person whenever possible. Trust your instincts, but always back them up with facts and documentation. Don't let urgency cloud your judgment. It's better to wait for the right tenant than to rush and regret it later. Stick to your standards, and you'll set yourself up for long-term passive income. The right tenant is worth the extra effort. That's what real estate investing is all about: building wealth, reducing stress, and creating a positive experience for both you and your tenants. Every day your property sits empty, you lose money. The pressure to fill a vacancy can feel overwhelming, especially when you see the bills piling up and the rent not coming in. It's natural to want to act fast, but it's important to remember that every decision you make now will impact your property's future. Vacancy costs add up fast, but don't let panic push you into a bad decision. The urge to accept the first applicant who shows interest is strong, but a hasty choice can create bigger headaches down the road. Think of vacancy as a short-term loss, but a bad tenant as a long-term liability. The key is balancing speed with careful screening. You want to move quickly, but not at the expense of your standards. Take the time to review applications thoroughly, check references, and verify employment and income. A little extra effort now can save you months of stress later. Rushing to fill a vacancy with the first applicant can lead to long-term problems. A tenant who seems eager may not always be the right fit. If you skip your screening process, you risk late payments, property damage, or even costly evictions. 1 month of lost rent is better than months of dealing with a bad tenant or an eviction. The financial and emotional toll of a problematic tenant can far outweigh the temporary loss of income from a short vacancy. Prepare everything in advance: photos, ads, applications, and screening criteria. The more organized you are, the faster you can act when the right applicant comes along. High-quality photos and clear, detailed listings attract better tenants and speed up the process. Launch your marketing as soon as the property is ready. Use multiple platforms, online listings, social media, and local ads to reach a wider pool of potential renters. The sooner you get the word out, the sooner you'll find the right match. Respond quickly to inquiries, but never skip your process. Prompt communication shows professionalism and keeps good applicants interested, but always stick to your screening criteria, no matter how tempting it is to cut corners. Patience pays off. A week or two of vacancy is an investment in peace of mind. Taking your time now means fewer problems later and a better experience for both you and your future tenant. Remember, a vacant unit is temporary. A bad tenant is expensive. The costs of repairs, legal fees, and lost rent from an eviction can add up to far more than a few weeks of vacancy. Always choose prudence over panic. Trust your process, rely on your criteria, and don't let urgency cloud your judgment. Your future self will thank you for making smart, patient choices today. In the end, a well-chosen tenant is worth every extra day your property sat empty. Your listing is your first impression. Make it count. Think of it as your property's handshake with the world. A well-crafted listing not only attracts more eyes, but also sets the stage for a smooth rental process. The goal is to make potential tenants stop scrolling and imagine themselves living in your space. Use bright, professional photos to showcase every room and highlight the best features. High-quality images are the first thing people notice, so invest time in staging and capturing your property at its best. Open curtains, tidy up, and add a few welcoming touches to make each room inviting. Good lighting and wide shots make your property stand out. Natural light makes spaces look bigger and more appealing, while wide-angle shots help viewers get a true sense of the layout. Avoid dark, cramped photos. These can turn off great tenants before they even read your description. Write a clear, honest description with a catchy headline. Use language that paints a picture. Describe unique features, recent upgrades, or the neighborhood vibe. Be upfront about any quirks too. Transparency builds trust and saves time for everyone. Include all essentials: bedrooms, bathrooms, rent, deposit, lease term, and amenities. Don't forget to mention pet policies, parking, laundry, or any perks that set your property apart. The more details you provide, the fewer questions you'll get later. Use bullet points for easy reading. Break up information so it's simple to scan, helping busy renters quickly find what matters most to them. Post your listing on multiple high-traffic sites like Zillow and Facebook Marketplace. The more places your listing appears, the more potential tenants you'll reach. Don't overlook local rental groups or community boards either. Tailor your ad for each platform to maximize reach. Adjust your photos, headline, or description to fit the style and audience of each site. A little customization can make your listing stand out in a crowded market. Don't just post and wait, be ready to respond quickly. Prompt replies show you're attentive and serious, which encourages quality tenants to engage with you. High-quality tenants move fast, so prompt replies are crucial. If you wait too long, you risk losing great applicants to other landlords who respond faster. Set up pre-written responses to streamline communication. This saves you time and ensures every inquiry gets a professional, informative reply. Being organized and responsive shows you're a professional landlord. It reassures applicants that you'll be reliable throughout their tenancy. This attracts better applicants and sets the tone for a great relationship. When tenants feel respected and informed from the start, they're more likely to care for your property and communicate openly. Great marketing brings great tenants. Don't settle for less. Put in the effort up front, and you'll reap the rewards with reliable, happy renters who treat your property like home. Now you have applicants. Time for rigorous screening. Apply your written rental criteria to everyone, no exceptions. Verify income. Look for at least 3 times the rent and confirm with documents. Run a credit check for payment history and red flags. Check for prior evictions and relevant criminal history following all laws. Always call previous landlords. Ask about payment, care of property, and any issues. Don't skip steps, even if someone seems perfect. Consistent screening protects you from costly mistakes. Use online screening services for efficiency. The right process dramatically reduces your risk. Only move forward with applicants who pass every check. Should you manage your property yourself or hire a manager? DIY saves money and gives you control, but requires time, organization, and knowledge of landlord-tenant laws. It works best if you live nearby and can handle emergencies. A property manager handles everything: marketing, screening, rent collection, repairs, and even evictions. This saves you time and stress, especially if you have multiple properties or live far away. Managers charge a fee, but can prevent costly mistakes. The choice is about money versus time and hassle. Weigh your skills, location, and availability before deciding. Choose the path that fits your lifestyle and investment goals. The lease agreement is your most critical document. Don't use a generic template. Get a state-specific lease reviewed by a real estate attorney. Cover all rules: rent, late fees, pets, maintenance, and more. Go through the lease with your tenant before move-in, highlighting key points. Set clear expectations and answer questions. Never hand over keys until you have a signed lease, full deposit, and first month's rent in certified funds. Complete a move-in inspection with photos, signed by both parties. This protects you and the tenant if disputes arise. A strong lease is your best defense. Don't compromise on this step. Even experienced landlords make mistakes. Don't fall into these traps. Never skip the full screening process, no matter how convincing an applicant seems. Don't accept cash offers or let urgency override your standards. Enforce rent collection policies. Don't accept late or partial payments without documentation. Always use a written lease. Verbal agreements offer no legal protection. Document the property's condition with photos and a signed checklist. Address maintenance requests promptly. Delays can lead to bigger problems and legal issues. Don't ignore small repairs, they can become expensive disasters. Be professional and consistent in all dealings. Keep everything in writing. Protect your investment by avoiding these common errors. Run your rental like a business, not a hobby. Your diligence will pay off. Move-in day is your chance to start the relationship right. Do a detailed walkthrough with the tenant, using a checklist and taking photos. Point out existing imperfections and explain how things work. Both parties sign and keep a copy of the inspection. Give your tenant a welcome packet with the lease, contact info, and local details. Explain how to reach you for routine and emergency issues. Clear communication from day one builds trust. A smooth move-in sets the tone for a positive tenancy. You're not just handing over keys, you're building a partnership. Start strong for long-term success. Renting property is about more than collecting checks. It's about building a system that protects your investment. Each step, from marketing to move-out, is part of a larger strategy. Careful advertising, thorough screening, and a strong lease create a protective moat around your asset. Good communication and prompt maintenance keep things running smoothly. This system lets you scale up with confidence. Real wealth comes from repeatable, reliable processes, not luck. Prioritize quality tenants, strong documentation, and proactive management. Protect your property and your future. With the right approach, your investment will generate income and grow in value for years. That's the true power of real estate done right.